What's up guys, Houndish here, and today I wanted to take a look at two different scout rifles in Destiny 2, which you guys should definitely be on the lookout for. One of the reasons I wanted to point this out is that recently I posted some footage while using one of these weapons, and a ton of people are asking, what is that scout rifle? And honestly, in my opinion, you're kind of missing out if you don't have either of these particular weapons. So I'm going to be talking about the Suros Tone Patrol as well as the Suros Tango 45, both nearly the same weapon but with different perks. Obviously. They are, however, both exceptionally good weapons for PvP and PvE content, so I wanted to take a look at them in this video. So we got the Tone Patrol Scout Rifle right here. It's the precision frame archetype, so it's 180 rounds per minute, and the recoil pattern is more predictably vertical. We've got some sight options, so SLO 10 post, which is a completely holographic sight, also SPO 57 front, and we have SRO 37 ocular, which looks a bit like that. I prefer the SLO 10 most of the time. We have high caliber rounds, so that's always an important bonus. Also flared magwell, so faster reloading, which increases stability as well as your reload speed. And then we have Dragonfly. Precision kills create an elemental damage explosion. So it's a pretty good combination of perks that we've got on this particular weapon. Naturally, Dragonfly is a pretty nice PvE bonus. Getting headshots or critical kills will create an elemental energy explosion, essentially the same as Firefly from Destiny 1, apart from that it is quite a bit less strong. It has lower range for the explosion, and it doesn't do anywhere near as much damage, but it is still a decent crowd control option, extending at least some more damage to nearby targets. Also though, Firefly or Dragonfly, I'm going to keep saying those original names, man, it is a decent bonus for suppressing enemy players who are grouped up. Again, it's not going to give you free kills in PvP or anything like that very often, but considering players really enjoy team shotting and kind of shooting around corners and things like that, even a little bit of damage to nearby players can help, because, you know, if you make the first kill and you're reloading or regenning your health, it can help to delay any other nearby players and give you time to recover, or make it easier for your team to kind of push up and things like that. So despite Dragonfly not being as good as Firefly, it still does a thing, and when you look at it in the current sandbox and don't compare it too much to Destiny 1, it kind of makes some sense. The weapon does have high caliber rounds though, and this is also a pretty nice bonus, staggering enemies in PvE content, keeping them at bay a little bit, but also reducing how much they kind of move around at range. Definitely makes your job easier, at least in some small way. Of course though, in the Crucible, high cal can be pretty influential as well, because it's going to increase the flinch or screen shake for your enemies per shot that you actually make. Granted, high caliber rounds is more noticeable on faster firing weapons, but the Mitre Multitool itself is a great demonstration of how obnoxious high cal can be on scout rifles. Essentially, you're making it harder for your opponents to hit their shots on you, which always gives you a slight edge, and in gunfights in Destiny 2, even having the slightest advantage is more influential than it was in Destiny 1. So for Tone Patrol itself, the bonuses are good for sure, but one of the things I really love here is the feel of this scout rifle. The handling is fantastic, and the recoil pattern makes it easy to hit crits over and over. Also, similar to how Mitre feels just like Mitre, both of the scouts in this video handle just like the older Suros scouts from Destiny 1, things like the DIS, if you remember it. If you were a fan of those, these weapons are some of the most kind of OG weapons in the game, so to speak. They essentially are identical to what we saw in Destiny 1, and I for one really enjoyed these weapons in the first game. But if we take a look at the other option, Tango 45, it is in the same archetype, so precision frame once again, 180 rounds per minute. This time you've got SLO 12 post, another holographic sight, SPO 28 front, which looks a bit like that, and then we have SRO 37 ocular, once again one of the long range scopes. We've got alloy magazine, faster reloads when the mag is empty, or steady rounds. The mag is optimized for recoil control, which increases stability and decreases range a little bit. That isn't kind of a big deal on scouts generally though. We've also got triple tap. Rapidly landing precision hits will return one round to the mag from reserves. If we take a quick look at Tone Patrol and Tango side by side, Tone Patrol does have more range, but you're actually knocking some of that off on Tango if you opt for steady rounds. Look at the stability difference though, it is quite noticeable there. The handling and reload speeds themselves are very, very close. Tone Patrol does have 15 rounds versus 16 rounds in the Tango, which is always good considering it also has triple tap. Now for Tango 45 in particular, it handles even better than Tone Patrol, especially for the Crucible, because of that increased stability. You're also losing high caliber rounds of course, but triple tap here is just fantastic. In PvE it kind of speaks for itself, you know, if you're hitting bosses or any tanky target over and over again, having that many rounds in the magazine, essentially bumping it up every time you get 3 crits, is fantastic. And in the Crucible I found this to be be really nice in this kind of scout rifle heavy metagame. If you're dealing with multiple targets, then it's going to be amazing. Again, any situation where you're hitting multiple people or the same person who are grouped up, you know, over and over again, which does happen quite a lot in PvP right now, if you hit those crits and have triple tap proccing, you know, it is very noticeable. Another thing about Tango, it does have slightly more aim assist at 65 points versus an average of 60 points for most other scouts in this archetype, even more than Nameless Midnight and stuff like that. It's not huge by any means, but Tango does feel noticeably better than Tone Patrol or Nameless Midnight for me in the Crucible, so I think those extra points are certainly doing something. I feel like the ultimate combination for these weapons though would be to have high caliber rounds on the Tango 45 as well as triple tap. That would make the thing, you know, absolutely ridiculous. If we could get that, it would be incredible, but obviously both of these weapons are really, really good. If you value high caliber rounds, then absolutely it's worth using Tone Patrol. If you value triple tap, then Tango 45 is really good, and it also has better handling in general. It feels better to use and it's easier to hit those crits. And like I said, the usage on these weapons is just not that high, and I find it quite surprising because they both have really good perk sets, they both handle really nicely. Both of these weapons will come from the gunsmith randomly. They'll be able to drop absolutely fantastic scout rifles, and if you're looking for some alternatives to stuff you're currently using, especially if you're a fan of the Suros Scouts in Destiny 1, these things are just phenomenal, man. So there we go, guys. Those are my thoughts on these two scout rifles, a couple of weapons I'd definitely like to hear your opinion on down in the comment section. Like I said, so many people didn't know what these weapons were when I posted a video a couple of days back, so I figured I'd kind of break down what they are and definitely highlight them for you guys to check out. Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, a like is very much appreciated. If you didn't enjoy it, then give me that thumbs down, but also let me know in the comment section why you think this video could be better. I'm always down for some constructive conversations about Destiny and videos on YouTube. If you're new to the channel though, be sure to hit subscribe if you like what you see and you want to see more. For now though, I appreciate you guys watching as always, and I will catch you very soon.